Good day, everyone, and welcome back. It's another of our learning journey, and today we'll be talking about composition of function, inverse function, and reverse composition of function. All right, my name is Job Kelvin, and I'm your tutor for today. So let's go straight to the note and see what we'll have for the day. Composition of function. It said composition of function. This is the combination of two or more functions so that the output of one becomes the input of another. Now, if we have two functions, f of x and g of x, then the composition of f and g is written as f of g of x, written as f g x. Now, there is an example. F of x is equal to x plus 3 and g of x is equal to 2x. Find f of g of x. So this is how to do it. Now, we know that f of x is x plus 3 and g of x is 2x. So now f of x, no, f of g of x now becomes f of 2x because g of x is 2x. So f of g now becomes f of 2x because g of x is equals to 2x. So you replace g of x with 2x. So that's how we have f of 2x as our function. And now the f function has x plus 3, meaning the f of x function have x plus 3, meaning for every input you add 3 to it. You see that the first function the first input x, we have what? X plus 3. So 3 was added to the input. So for that fact, this f of 2x, you add 3 to it because the f function, for every input, you add what? X 3 to it. And that's how we do it. So this is your composition of function. The next one is reverse composition of function. He said this means changing the order in which two functions are applied. So the first one, which is composition, we have f of g. Now this one, we change the order, it now becomes g of f. So with that same example that we used, we have f of x as x plus 3 and g of x as 2x. Now how do we find the reverse composition of this function? The solution here is g of f of x equal to, now since it's the f function, now that is the inner function, we take the f function as what? X plus 3. So g of f now becomes what? X plus 3. So g x plus 3 now will now give us 2x plus 3. Now the 2x plus 3 comes from the g function, which says for every input of that function you multiply it by 2. So for every input of this function you multiply it by 2. So the input of the g function, the new input, is x plus 3. So we multiply 2 with x plus 3 and we have 2x plus 6. Okay, so this is it. So g of f of x is equal to 2x plus 6. Inverse function. He said inverse function or inverse of a function undoes what a function has done. It is written as f raised to power minus 1. Now an example is given here. F of x is equal to 4x minus 2. Find f inverse of x. Solution. We have f of x, which is 4x into x minus 2. Now open the bracket. We have 4 multiplied by x is 4x. 4 multiplied by minus 2 is minus 8. Now, for us to be able to solve inverse of a function, we need to use the independent variable, which is y. So y, we need to use the dependent variable, sorry, not the independent. The independent variable is x. The dependent variable is y. So we need to introduce the dependent variable y. So y now is equals to 4x minus 8. And now since we need, it says the input, now, we now change it, we swap x and y. So x now becomes equals to 4y minus 8. And now we now solve for y. So by transferring uh, minus 8 to the other side of the equation, it becomes x plus 8 equal to 4y. And x plus 8 all over 4 is equal to y when you divide both sides. So y is equal to x plus 8 over 4. So f inverse of x is equals to x plus 4.